When I was in prison, people told me I couldn't be a personal trainer. I was highly overweight. I was a 3-time felon. And when I came home, I made it happen. So Google me, cossathletics.com. Check it out. I own the prison fitness industry, and now I'm taking over.
Hey everyone, it's Neffy Anderson here with a brand new episode of The Path Less Traveled. Now today's guest is 29-year-old personal trainer Coss Marte. Gotta, let the R's roll. Coss is one of the fitness world's fastest rising stars. He is most known for turning his life around after serving a 4-year bid for, he's like, he looks like a nice guy. What did he go to jail for? Coss actually was the leader of a drug operation that made him over $2 million a year, but that's not the highlight of his story. I'm gonna let him tell you the good stuff. Talk to me about how your drug sentence led to your life now as a personal trainer.
So I was sentenced to 7 years in prison. I did a total of 4 years in prison. And when I went in, I was told that I could probably die because of my health issues. They said I had high cholesterol, blood pressure issues, and they said I could catch a heart attack in 5 years. So when I did the math, sentenced to 7 years, and I got 5 years to live, like I said, I need to start moving. So I began working out right in my cell, and I managed to lose over 70 pounds in 6 months. Wow. In my 9x6 prison cell, which I developed these unique small constraint space workouts, which I deliver in my fitness boot camps now. But after losing all that weight in prison, I helped over 20 inmates lose a cumulative about 1,000 pounds. Throughout the whole incarceration sentence, I was still I was physically changed, but not mentally. So I was always thinking I need a hustle, and I was like hustling while I was in prison, like selling weed, hooch, like illegal alcohol, which I was making under my bed. And then towards the end of my incarceration sentence, I was placed in solitary confinement due to an issue that I got with this correctional officer. So they placed me in we call it the box in there. So when I went into the box, I was devastated. I was like, he gave me a tier 3 ticket, which is like the worst ticket you could receive in prison, which could give you up to like 5 years in a hole.
Oh my gosh.
So I was devastated at that point. I was like, why God, like why do I didn't do anything. Like I'm the victim here. Like this guy's wrong for doing this. But at that point, I was just super frustrated, mad. And I wrote out this 10-page letter out to my family, letting them know, I'm not coming home. Like I'm messed up again. Like forget about me. And the problem was I didn't have a stamp to send out this letter with. So
because they took away everything.
It took away all my property.
And when you're in the hole, you can't call, right? You don't have any rights to do anything.
No
phone
access.
Privileges, everything gets taken away.
And I was in a 24-hour lockdown.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm in there, and at that point, I was like super frustrated. My sister, I finally received a letter, and my sister tells me, calm down, like we're here for you, read Psalm 91 from the Bible. And I was like, hell no, like that's a waste of time. And all I had was my Bible and just like paper, pen, and this envelope that I enclosed this 10-page letter in. So after a couple days, I'm like super bored, and I decided to pick up the Bible, which I used as a lucky charm, something that sat in the corner of my cell the whole time.
Right.
And as soon as I throw myself back and start reading Psalm 91, a stamp fell out of my Bible. And this was the stamp that I needed to send out this 10-page letter to my family to let them know I'm not coming home. I messed up again. Like I need to do the right thing now. So at that point I was just like freaked out, and it was like, there's something bigger than myself. I began like reading the Bible from front to back, and there was many points where I felt like the Bible was my air conditioning.
Really?
Because I used to open it, and I was in this 100-degree weather cell, and I opened it, and I used to feel like I was in a 60-degree weather you know, feeling like I'm in the beach of Dominican Republic, like sipping margaritas. That was just like cool, refreshing. And every time I used to close it, this whole heat used to come on top of me.
Oh my goodness, I would have that Bible open every day. Don't close it.
So I tried, like, but you know, it was a hard experience. And when I came out, I actually like thanked the officer that, you know, placed me in the box. And he looked at me crazy.
I would put you crazy too?
Yeah. I just felt like it all happened for a reason.
Right.
Like, I thanked him for putting me in that situation and giving me freedom back.
Right.
You know, freedom from all the dark side of life that I was living in. And I felt like I got a new whole world, like I was born again.
Wow, in more ways than one.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the opportunities that you created for yourself that led to your big break. So after leaving, you know, Coss Athletics was born, because we've seen you on Pix 11, NPR, New York Post, here, there, 10-10 wins.
Yeah.
So, you know, what part did you play in that to make these opportunities happen for yourself once you got out?
For me, it is the same way I was like hustling in the street is the same way I'm like hustling in the street now. Like, so back in the day, I was just like going up to random people that looked rich and like hustling. Like I had business cards that we was like dealing drugs with.
Right.
So today I go up to like females with yoga mats and I pitch them, and a lot of them working like PR and stuff like that. So I just like started networking from there, and somebody like wrote a blog on me, and then it was just a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Everything started, I came home and like lived on my mom's couch for a year, working $8 an hour, like scrubbing toilets at a hotel, like super bad. Something I thought I would never be doing, but I was just humbling myself, and I said I can't go back to prison. So I started working at this hotel, and part-time, like not even part-time, I was just like waking up at 5:30 in the morning because that was my routine. I was waking up at 5:30 in the morning in prison, working out, and I began like getting this crowd of people like seeing me, you know, they see me before prison, like he was like super big, and they're like, yo, how you got so skinny?
Yeah.
So I started telling people I'm doing free workouts in the park, like come out, you know, just spreading the word. Eventually I get like this pipe and throw it between fences, and I began like teaching people how to do pull-ups. How I got my first customer was this random guy, random white guy, just jumped on the pull-up bar, and I was like, yo, you gotta pay me for that. And he was like, how much? And I was like, I was not even charging. I'm doing it for free, but it was a joke.
Yeah.
And he just like threw that question at me, and I told him $200 a month, and he was like, okay. And I quickly.
He said, okay, just like that?
Just like that. So this guy's like the CEO of New York Bonds, like one of the biggest real estate agencies in the city.
Oh my God.
So he like has mad money and really didn't care. He just wanted to do a pull-up.
Yeah.
So
Wait, $200 was for I thought it was for like training. $200 was just for the pull-up. He was like willing to pay. He was willing to pay you that just for like, let me.
Yeah, training to do pull-ups and like work them out and stuff like that. So we went to the ATM.
That is wild.
So I got the money right there, and I was like, okay, like I'm here all the time, like da da da. And that's where it just started. And then I bumped into this organization called the 5 Ventures, where so I came home and all my clothing couldn't fit. I went from a size 40 to a size 30, and when I came home, I needed clothing, so I went to this nonprofit organization called Career Gear, where they give you like a nice suit to go on your first job interview.
I love the name though. The name just gets right to the point. Career Gear.
Career Gear, they're super good. Like they really helped me a lot. So I went in there and I got a nice like theory suit. Like this is probably an $800 suit, and I'm like, they were like, if you want another suit, come back to our workshops. And I was like, I'm down, like I'm coming back.
Right.
So I came back and I sat there and I heard this not-for-profit called the 5 Ventures, and they started pitching that. I just thought like it was another nonprofit, whatever, you know. I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to get involved. All the waste of time until I heard like $100,000, and I just like
that will make you
just like money driven. Like, I need that money. So I heard that, and it was they have like a competition for like up to $100,000 in microloans.
Okay.
So I said, where do I sign up? And I signed up, and they help you, like, they believe illegal entrepreneurs could become legal entrepreneurs, that we have the same transferable skills. And I'm like, proven fact that it works. So I went through the program, did really well, like won some money to like start up my business, and then eventually just like started Coss Athletics. Now I have 2 trainers who are working for me. All my trainers are ex-offenders who I'm giving a second chance to, and I feel like not only giving a second chance to people that need help, I need to give people a second chance that need a second chance at life. Right.
I love how you're paying it forward.
Yeah, I feel like we're worth more.
Right.
You know, these you go to like any personal training, like gym or whatever, these guys are only getting paid $8, $9 an hour.
I know. I saw. Tell everybody how much your trainers are making.
So I'm paying them $50 an hour.
I feel like I need to be working for you. Okay, step my game up.
Yeah. So I mean, they're worth it, and they don't have to come in and fill out an application where it says, you know, do you have a criminal history? And I feel like I glorified yes.
Yes.
You know, like circle yes and you'll get hired.
Right.
So I just want to change that aspect, because these people are human.
Right.
You know, and it feels that's what makes my day when I come into that class. And it's, you know, one of my trainers, like Sultan, has like 20 people in here, and he's leading the class. He's not scared to like show off what he's done. He owns up with his background, but you know, has something in this world to offer.
Right.
And doesn't have to be scared to talk about it.
I love it. So, and you know, there's like that quote that says, you know, like you have to own your flaws or whatever so that nobody else can use them against you. Once you own up your stuff, everything negative in your life, like nobody can like, oh, you did that, because it's like, I know I did that, and I've grown from there. You know what I'm saying? So where do you find you know, these trainers from that work for you? Are they like former friends, or are they from Defy Ventures, or how do you get your trainers?
So one of them is through Defy Ventures. Ray Acosta, he came through there. He's a like NASM certified trainer. He's been doing like personal training for like the last 7 years, and he was not like working like a stable job.
Right.
So it was just like perfect fit. He's like very boisterous, like how I do my classes. People see me as cool, calm, and collected. When I like start running classes, they're like, yo, what the hell? Who the hell are you? Like, you're an animal.
Yeah.
And
you know.
yeah, that's what people say. But
oh my gosh.
My first trainer, Sultan Malik, it was just like fate.
Right.
You know, he did 14 years in prison and 7 years in solitary confinement.
Wow.
He's done like all this super maxes and Attica and all that stuff upstate.
Right.
So I work at a non-for-profit during the day. I help people on public assistance find employment. So he had about a week, 2 weeks home, and he sits at my desk, and he asked me, I need a resume, and I'm a resume writer there. So I'm like, yeah, so like, what did you do? And he started telling me like I was locked up, but I've been like, you know, training people on the street just the way I did, like when I came home, like I wanted to deliver it as a personal trainer. Right. And it was just like, yo, you need to come check out what I'm doing. Right. And he came, he loved it, and then eventually just like, I let him like fly, and he got his certification, everything, so.
That's amazing.
It's just been.
Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
You weren't always a big guy, right? Like how much were you, how much did you weigh at your biggest?
So I was 231.
231.
Yeah.
But when you went into prison, how was that was the weight that you, because I feel like it was like a gradual thing to get you there.
So in Rikers Island, you're not eating healthy. And I don't know, I might have went like up and down in there. So eventually I got like super, well, I didn't even know, I didn't even notice my body change.
Right.
I was not even looking at the mirror, at times until you like jump on that scale. I didn't jump on the scale for like years. I jump on that scale and I'm like, damn, like how the hell did I get this big? And then they start telling me all these health issues, and I'm like, wow, I don't want to die. Like I'm only 23, 24 years old.
Right.
And at that point, I just like said, I'm gonna start moving.
Where did the workouts come from? Because you are in a jail cell with nothing. I mean, I go to the gym and I'm just overwhelmed with all the stuff I see at the gym. I'm in the gym with so many different workout, materials and equipment. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know which one. So like, how did you start working out with nothing? How did that happen?
So I used like my bed like as a dip part, and then I just started like moving around myself. So in my previous incarceration, I was like in and out since I was like 13, like knucklehead. But in one of my previous incarcerations, I went to a shock program. And the shock program is a 6 months alternative program, and I was sentenced to 3 years. And it's like ex-Marines turned correctional officers.
Oh gosh, oh great.
So it was just like a 6 months intense boot camp. And some of the workouts that I take are from there.
Okay.
And I implemented them to fit in my cell because I didn't have much space. So I just alternated and mixed stuff up and made names up and just like started doing it with other people in there. So
oh my gosh,
that's how everything was just like created.
I think that is one of the many reasons why I love your company, is because it doesn't require anything else but your body.
Yeah.
All the workouts are just using your body weight. So you took away all my excuses. I'm like, oh, I don't have a dumbbell. I don't have a medicine ball. It's like,
yeah, work with what you got. That's my motto. So like, I feel like God gave us everything we need. And it's our body, our soul, and our mind, and we just like, that's all we need to move forward. And people have no excuse. I got this lady that like heard about my story from like Boulder, Colorado. She calls me and she's like, I want to join your class, but I'm like in Boulder, Colorado. And I was like, let's start doing like Skype. So now I'm doing like online live Skype sessions. I got somebody in California that reached out to me, and so we'll just like put the video up and face the mirror, and they'll just like do stuff in their living room, the same exact things that we like teaching in class, and just follow us.
Oh my goodness.
So you could do it anywhere.
That's amazing. So what do you know now that you wish you knew when you first got into the business? It's a hard one, right?
That is a hard one. That is a hard one. What? I mean, for the personal training aspect, I feel like that just came natural. Just like me building a camaraderie in class, having fun. Like I know how to build a team. More of, which Defy helped me, but more of the business aspect. Like there's more technical, legal stuff. Like, I can't pay people cash now. I gotta put them on payroll and pay taxes and stuff like that. That business sense, I wish I would have learned a little bit more before I like jumped right into it.
Right. How did you learn how to make like your packages and everything, right? Because you had this guy walk up to you in the park like, yo, I want you to hook me up. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, sure. But how do you, because I feel like one of the biggest problems that entrepreneurs have is figuring out how to package or sell their service. It's something that you love to do. It comes natural to you. So how do you make it affordable? How do you divvy it out?
So I looked at the competition around the neighborhood and looked at like, some yoga studio. There was a yoga studio here that was doing like classes for $10, and I'm like, I'm not giving my service for $10. So then there's like SoulCycle that's like super bougie, $38. I can't do that because I'm like, I could do that, but not a lot of people can afford it, and I want to like target people, middle class people. So and we also started like a sponsorship program that we just launched, where I have a sponsor pay most of the class for you. So if you want to join like $100 a month package, and that's unlimited classes, the sponsor will pay $80. Somebody that can't afford it will pay $20 a month. And that person can make their $20 back if they, come to they'll commit to 12 classes a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's the new
Who
sponsorship.
came up with that idea? You came up with that idea?
I came up with it, and one of my mentors was like, so the whole thing, one of my mentors has this company, and he's like, I want to put one of my employees in your spot.
Right.
So he started paying $100 a month for one of his employees. He couldn't make it anymore because he moved. So he was like, I want to keep giving you money.
Right.
Like, do you know anybody? And I was like, yeah, there was this guy named
I want to
Frank.
keep giving you money. I need people to say that.
I know,
to
right?
me.
I was like, okay, I'll take it. So this guy, there was this guy, Frank, who came up to me. He's like, yo, your class is like too expensive. I can't afford it. He's doing an internship program. So it's just like perfect time. He like told me that, and he asked me that, and I was like, let's put 2 and 2 together. Like, I'll have Frank like just pay me whatever he can right now, and I'll take you, and then I like send him a picture of Frank.
Right.
And we'll do like a 3-month. So I'll give him a month progress report every month.
Right.
Like this month he's, doing lost 10 pounds. Like,
right.
check out his picture now, and then this
right.
picture, and then just progressively. And then after 3 months they'll meet, and we'll have like some type of meeting, or like eat something healthy or whatever.
Something healthy. I love how you said that. Eat something healthy.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So how do you weed out or determine who is eligible?
So right now we're going through that process.
Okay.
We're gonna build out a page, and what I'm gonna do is like ask questions in that page, like, what do you want to reach? Like, are you serious? Like this and that, just like filter that stuff down.
Right.
And so it's like entering a lottery for the sponsorship program. And I got people that like, I want to donate money to you, like to your service and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I'll get this money, but I want to like do something productive with this money.
Right.
So I'll just have like regular people, put your application in. If you fit the description and match you up with the sponsor, then we'll just like keep the ball, like start the ball rolling. So.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
What would you say is one part about your journey to where you are now that most people do not know? You got to think deeply about this one, because you've been everywhere.
Yeah.
I've been reading you in the papers, I've been watching you on TV, and
something that somebody doesn't know about me.
Yeah, that most people don't know about
Most
your
people.
journey to where you are today.
Most people don't know like that I'm still like in contact with my boys that are locked up, and there's I started a drug organization by myself, and then eventually I got like a partner in it. And he's doing time, and most people don't know that I couldn't keep in contact with him because of parole issues, and today I just got released from parole, like officially.
Congratulations!
So that I was like, violating a little bit,
Yeah.
but whatever, I'm not violating anymore.
Right.
So he was like writing me letters discreetly, and he was just asking me like, how could I help your business? I'm like inside. He wants to change his life around too, but he's in a situation, he's doing like 9 years. Like, he's in a situation where he's like, stuck in the system, and he wants to move forward, and he feels frustrated. But I just like keep in contact with him and tell him, be patient, I'll be out here, and I'm not playing any games. Like, if you come out here and start doing the same thing you was doing before, like, you're completely cut off.
We ain't
like,
cool.
I'm just, like, I'm not playing those games.
Right.
So, keeping in contact with him, and he's been spreading the word, like, in prison, and showing people me in like newspapers and stuff like that. So
that is awesome. So when does he get out?
He has probably like 3 more years left.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it for you returning home? Because you made such a great turnaround, and I'm pretty sure it was a little bit difficult coming back, because I know the first time that you went away, you came back home, they was showering you with money in the streets, like, yo, here's a brand new car.
And that was my boy that socked up that.
Okay, so it's like, I know that it was difficult to try to turn a new leaf when you have some of the old triggers that were there in the neighborhood before.
Yeah.
How did that work for you? Because do people take you seriously? It's like, nah, you joking, right?
Yeah, people didn't take me serious. I saw drugs the first day I came, like 20 minutes when I came home, and it just like people busted a sale right in like my mom's building.
Oh my gosh.
Damn, like what the?
I just came home.
I just came home. I just don't want, like, I just like ran up the stairs. I'm like, please, and the guy's just like, you know, what's up? Da 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 da, pulling out cash, and I'm like, yo, chill. Like, I'm not with it. So people thought I was crazy. I don't know if they thought I was crazy, but they gave me that crazy look. Like, I was in the park just like working out by myself, and I'm like,
yo, he went away and came back messed up.
Bugged out, like, yo, he's bugged out. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna start up this fitness thing, like, yo, I'm gonna blow it up, watch, like, and people were like, okay, whatever. It's like, yo, you gotta join this movement, like, make it happen. And people just didn't like believe. Like, there's people that just came up to me and asked me for drugs. Like, yo, I know you got those connects still, like, hook it up and this and that. And I'm like, yo, I don't even know where to find a cigarette. Like, get away from me with that. Like, I was just completely determined that I was not going back, especially for, you know, after I seen what my son went through, like, in prison. Like, I seen him, like, in the visit rooms, like, hit officers, like, crying hysterically, telling the officers, like, let my daddy go. Is just like something that you never want to experience again. That's what really hurt me.
Right.
While I was there. He was like a year, and I came out, he was about 5 years old.
Okay. And so what do you tell him about your experience? Or do you guys not talk about that?
So, I mean, he's heard the story. Like, I even use him as like somebody I pitched to for like business competitions, and I tell my story in a business competition.
Right.
But he's shy about it, you know? He's 7 years old. It's like, he goes like this. Like,
yeah.
Daddy, okay, like, let's like watch, you know, cartoons now. Yeah. So right now it might be like a shock for him, but it's something like he's used to, just because he knows. He won't speak about it. Yeah, but he knows. He knows, like, he knows what the real deal. Can you talk to me about some of your transferable skills that you use on the street that you now use in your business? Yeah. Because I feel like, you know, hustlers, those are the best ones, the Jay-Z's of the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, it's just like sales. Like, I close the sale, you know, and it's always about asking. People, if you don't ask, you won't get fed. And that's how I was in the street. I was just like going up to random people, selling drugs to them, and just like. You don't get scared? Like, what if that person was the person to rat you out? So what's funny is, like, none of them, like, I didn't get caught like that, you know? The person that was working for me told on me. Right. So that wasn't even a thought in your mind. You're like, I don't care, yo, you trying to. So no, I like approached the situation a little bit like more like safely, but people were still thinking I was like a little bit crazy. Yeah. Because it was just everybody thought that, you know, the white people and the neighborhood started changing, and people were like, yo, these guys are cops, like, yo, watch out for the D's and this and that. And I'm like, okay, I know this guy's not a D, like, he's like working a 9 to 5, and I'm gonna go approach him and I'm gonna ask him if he wants to smoke weed with me. Yeah. And then that's how I always used to like start conversations when I used to pitch people in the street. I was like, oh, what's up, buddy? You wanna smoke some bud? Right. And then, like, you know, start with like that, and then eventually like, yo, here's my card. I run a 24-hour delivery service, whatever, like, hit me up. And that was my pitch. I got that blow. Wow. So it just blew up. And so how did that turn into your pitch now? So what's your pitch now? So now it's like all right, you see me walking down the street. Yeah, I change it up. I change it up. Like, I'll be like, "What's up, miss? Like, do you know who I am?" No. My name is Coss Marte. So I run this fitness program. It's called a prison-style boot camp, and I managed to lose over 70 pounds in 6 months in a 9x6 prison cell. I actually run a program right here in the neighborhood, so if you want to check it out, hit me up. This is my card. If you're interested.
People don't get offended. I'd be like, so you saying I'm fat? You saying I'm looking fat? I'm fat? Come with me to the store to get some ice cream.
No, but I see that you walking around with a yoga mat and you look like you work out, and I feel like you need to try out.
You're noticing.
I need you to come follow my movement, you know? And I'm just like, picture it, just make it a joke. I freestyle, and most of the times I'm just like having fun and just like smiling, and then eventually like, I'll have them like follow me on Instagram or like tweet about me or like whatever.
Right.
Just try to close something. And then,
so the goal is always, the takeaway is to always close the deal. Don't leave it open-ended.
No, just don't hand out a flyer. Don't be those people in the corner like, I'm the guy that's gonna start a conversation, like stop you and like, here, this is what I'm doing, this is my story. You can follow, like, do you have Instagram? Like, follow me on Instagram right now.
Right.
Or look at my class. You want to come upstairs? Like, I'll hook you up with a free class or whatever, stuff like that. So.
Right. That's the takeaway. Close the deal.
Close the deal.
Now let's talk about your last career low. Everybody has career lows, and sometimes when you have them, when you're in that moment, you feel like it's the worst thing ever, and like your life is over. You've been through a lot in your life. What would you say was like the last major thing that impacted your career, and how did you recover from it?
From my career now?
Yes.
So, I guess having the trouble with the space, there was an incident where I might have had to like move out because, so I'm operating out of like a preschool on one side, and then we call it a prison in the back. Mm-hmm. So we train them early, just joking around. But so the problem is like, there's kids, like your brand and all this stuff like that. And then now this preschool is called Richmond Evolution. They've seen like all the positive stuff, the following that I've been receiving around the community.
Right.
And they feel like I'm an advocate, to help them promote not only them, but also like give back to the kids too. So they want me like to be a physical education teacher now.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just been a blessing. I felt like I was gonna lose this beautiful spot here.
Right.
But we worked something out, and I feel like God knows what He's doing.
He definitely does.
Yeah.
I know that this has not been an easy road, although to some it may look like, oh wow, like you went in, you got out, and like now you're famous.
Yeah.
So talk to me about, how do you keep yourself going?
It's not like magic. It's hard work. Like there's days that I feel like I don't want to do this anymore, and I like feel like giving up. But I just tell myself like wait an hour, and every time I wait an hour, like something happens, like something good happens. It could be like a simple email where a client hits me up and just tells me like, I had an awesome time in class, like I can't wait to go back. That just like makes my day. Or it could be a PR agency like hitting me up and be like, somebody from PR and be like, yo, I want to like talk to you and cover your story, and I'll be like, what? Like get out of here,
Right.
So stuff like that just like tells me I need to keep moving. I can't stop right now. It's just the beginning,
Right. What would you say you did to deliberately brand yourself? Because you got a lot of competition, right? You spoke about like the Soul Cycles and like fitness is in now.
Yeah.
So there's just different varieties, but like everybody is like a fitness guru. So what did you do deliberately to stand out?
I felt like I needed to integrate like my story with what I want to do. So, and I feel like that's every successful entrepreneur has like a story behind their business on how they got started, and I just felt like it was natural.
What would you say is the career moment that you're still waiting for?
So I really want to like license this out, blow it up where I have 100 trainers, like, employing a whole bunch of people, changing lives, like make this as big as possible and scale it from state to state, you know, and even like internationally.
Wow.
Like, that's my dream. And
I see that happening.
I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, you shouldn't stop.
No.
Well, you have a lot of great supporters, and so we're gonna go to the question that we post on social media to see, you know, what some of your fans and supporters want to know. Yeah. I have to take a moment to send a special thank you and a shout out to Asa Marie, who was the one who told me about you and your story. Yeah. You know, I invite my viewers to, you know, share, like, tell me who you want to see me interview. Tell me who you want on. And she's like, you definitely need to have him. He is the definition of the path less traveled. So Asa, this one's for you. I'm gonna start out with some of your questions that you submitted. She wasn't able to be here today because, you know, she would have wanted to meet you and all that good stuff. Okay, so she watches all of your interviews and like all of your pitches that you do, and she wants to know what tips do you have on developing and delivering a Shark Tank style business pitch?
I think the best pitch is a short, concise pitch. Practice. Like it was not something that I'm like naturally in camera. Like I was always scared. I remember the first time I pitched, I said like 40 times. And now it's like I have it down pat, it just like rolls off my tongue. And when I'm like pitching to people on the street or pitching to investors, it was all I had to do was just like I wrote stuff down. I like pitched it to my son while he was like recording me. We threw it up on YouTube, like told people to watch it, like comment on it, and just getting critiques and just like hearing your highs and lows. Like it takes a lot of practice. Like I had, you know, one of my mentors who said, record yourself. And she told me like, you have to, you know, say the numbers twice. Like the numbers stick with people. Like you lost 70 pounds. Yes, 70 pounds. You know, that's what sticks in people's heads. Because people are like, don't have a bad attention span and they need something to, you know, press that issue. Like, this is it. This is it. Sometimes you have to like repeat it. And practicing a pitch is like the most important thing. For me, I'm good at like memorizing, like the TED Talk. I just like wrote down like 3 pages worth of stuff and I like memorized it.
No way.
Yeah. And so the funny thing in that, like I just, I like memorized it, had it down packed, and I memorized it quick. And I got stuck on stage because one person like nodded out, like in the beginning of it, and I just see somebody in the audience go like, and I'm like, I'm like telling you my life story and you're just like passing out on me. So it was just funny.
Oh my
God. It got me stuck, and then I just like caught myself and it's like, oh damn, I'm like in front of 1,000 people right now. So
yeah.
I just like kept going. You know?
Oh my goodness. So okay, so segue. So first of all, those were some great tips.
Yeah.
So I think that we all can implement those. Talk to me about how the TEDx talk even happened.
Oh wow,
how did that come about?
That's a story in itself. Like, so there's I spoke at this like event that Career Gear, the nonprofit that I spoke about before. I spoke at this barbecue like meetup with all these executives, and I told my story for like the first time on stage. And one guy was like, "Wow!" I didn't even meet the guy. I didn't even say hi to the guy. He just like heard about me and then told his friend the next day about it. And his friend, he didn't even know my name. He didn't even capture my name, didn't take the card or anything because it was just like hundreds of people there. And they started talking about it, and the guy's like Googling, like, you know, and that time like I was not that Googleable.
Yeah.
So it was just like, you know, ex-con like turned trainer and stuff like that. And he couldn't really find me.
Yeah.
And then he bumped into, you know, Catherine Holt, the CEO of the Five Ventures. So he reached out to her to speak, and then she was like, "No, I can't. Like, I have something that day, something super important that day. Do you want to like interview one of our have Coss Marte, one of our EITs, and EITs means entrepreneur in training, be on stage and do a TED Talk?" And he was like, "Okay, let's meet." So I like meet up with him for the first day. speak to him, tell him like my whole story, and he's like, "You're the guy I've been like trying to like search for from the beginning."
You see how God works?
Yo,
though?
it's been crazy.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy, and it was just like,
That
no,
is crazy.
that's crazy.
Let me tell you, if there's anything that this story, this interview has taught me, is that whatever God has for you will never miss you, ever, ever. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what's meant for you is for you. Nobody could take that away.
Yeah.
The plans that He has for your life,
I swear to God, I was like,
that is crazy. All right, when's the book coming out? When is the book coming out? You need a book, you need a movie, you need a docu, you need a reality show. You guys need to meet his girlfriend. Hey, Jen.
So there's a couple books. There's gonna be like a workout book that we're working on, and like a memoir of my like story and stuff like that. So
Right.
There's 2 book agencies that are like battling like to cover my story. And
Right.
I think I'm gonna stick with one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put the name out there yet, but yeah.
So who helps you manage everything now, right? Do you have like an agent, or is just you? How do you?
It's just me.
Oh my goodness.
What's funny is like Men's Fitness like called me the other day, and they're like, "We want to put you as like top 20 studios of the country." And so they called me, and they're like, I'm like, "Hello, this is Coss speaking," and they're like, "Could we speak to your PR agency? And like, can you like transfer us to your PR department?"
Yeah. Like,
And-
well, this is the PR department.
And I was like, "Hold up, this is the PR department. This is Coss Marte speaking." And they was like, "What?" Like we like, and they was like, "Oh, we're gonna write about this." So I'm like doing everything myself. I mean, I got a lot of help from like my mentors. Like,
yeah, who are they? Shout them out.
so Mike Rothman, he just started another company. He started a few companies. He started another company called Fatherly, which is like a blog specifically for fathers, because there's so much stuff for mothers there.
Right.
So he's like the first one father blog that, you know, because when you have a kid, you don't know what the hell you're going to be doing.
Right.
You never trained to be a father.
Right.
So this blog is like tailored for that. And then I have Ellen Young, who worked at like venture capitalist firm, like knows about more financial models and stuff like that helped me more with the bookkeeping and stuff like that. And then my girlfriend Jennifer, she's just like tech genius and helped me build out my website. It's been a blessing for real. And she's been through it. You know, she has 2 companies herself.
Right.
And she's like been on me. Sometimes it gets annoying.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, who are you? And I'm like,
But I love that she has attention to detail, and that's what I love.
Yeah, she's way more organized, like writing. So when I was hustling in the street, like I wrote stuff down, but it's like, she's like super technical. Like you have to put everything on the calendar, like send an invite, like this and that. And I mean, I came home and it was just like, I was using flip phones and now everything's touchscreen. Like,
Right.
It was like Flintstones meet the Jetsons.
Right.
Like, what the hell is going on with this world? And she like schooled me with like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all this stuff. Like, so she's been an amazing blessing in this journey.
That's awesome. Okay, we'll take a few more. I want to just make sure that I get Ace's questions in. That's the least that I could do. How do you overcome your nerves when you're pitching yourself and being so vulnerable telling your story?
So I feel like in the beginning it was way harder. When I'm like standing on stage or like speaking to an audience, all I tell, and I give this advice to everybody, and I just tell myself, like, just say my name and ask. And as soon as at least I know my name, I'm gonna remember that part. And when I say, "Hi, my name is Coss Marte," just like the nerves just start going away. You know, it's always that jitter, like right before stage, right before you're gonna say something, but I know my name, and that's the first thing I like begin with, like, "Hi, my name is Coss Marte," and then the rest of it just starts flowing, you know.
So what about the vulnerability part? Because for some people, like I'll speak for myself, but I know that you don't want people to judge you.
Yeah.
or something happened to you that was so deep or so sacred that it's just like, you don't want to share it with the world, even though it has made a big impact on like where you are today.
Yeah.
So how do you just kind of let that guard down and release it to everyone?
I remember the first time like I told people about my story, well, it was, I don't know, it was just, I felt like I needed to share it, and I was scared. Like, when I came out of the box the first day, I like was next to this guy who's, he was sleeping next to me, and I tell him what happened, and he's like, he looked at me like, yo, this dude is crazy.
Yeah.
And I just like shut up, because he gave me that look, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna share that story to anybody else. And then the 5 Ventures really helped me with like pitching, and, like standing my ground, being myself, and like accepting my faults, and just like bringing them out. So it took a lot of practice. Like, I was scared at the beginning, like there was times like I wanted to cry,
Yeah.
and it just like came out naturally, and it just, now I still have the feeling inside, but it's not as scary anymore, just because it's like known, and that's like my pitch, you
Right.
know, so.
Wow. Is there anything else that you want people to know about, like what's coming up in the future, or just any part about your journey that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so right now we were like working on rebranding. I want to keep the Coss Athletic name, but it doesn't speak specifically what I'm doing right now. So we're rebranding to Con Body. So like, get your convict body, like Con Body. And I feel like that name just like speaks of specifically what we're doing.
Right.
So the tagline is Con Body, do the time.
Oh,
So, like,
that's hot. That's hot. That's hot.
We all did the, come do your prison time, come lock down.
That's hot. I
And,
like that.
And that was Jen again. I gotta give it up to her.
Yeah, Jen is awesome.
Yeah, she's a beast. She's a
Oh, Con Body, do the time.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay.
And then it's gonna be like by Coss Athletics, and then just like I'll build a genre under Coss Athletics.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anything else? Any message that you want to say to people who are fathers, or people who are ex-cons who are trying to reestablish their life again? I feel like you are like a shining beacon of hope to let them know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah.
and that they gotta have some faith. So if you could say anything to them that are discouraged, because you've been very fortunate, and not many people have had, I don't think anyone has had quite the experience that you have had.
I mean, when you feel like the world is ending, you're at that point, like you want to give up, don't give up. There's something way better and bigger than what, if you felt like you hit your rock bottom, like hit that rock bottom and just start climbing up again. And whoever wants to reach out to me, like, I'm all
Oh, you gotta say that right there. You gotta look
Whoever
at the
wants,
camera and say
whoever
that.
wants to reach out to me, like, my number is 347-251-0423. I'm out there. Like, hit me up. I get people that hit me up all the time, just want to talk. So, and I'm out there. Like, I give out my time to anybody that needs help. So if you need anybody to speak to, or you at that point, I just spoke to somebody today, and he hit me up on Facebook, instant messaging. And he told me he's going through a hard time. He's like battling a drug addiction, and I told him, like, don't worry, come to my class. Like, let's meet up. Let's meet up. Let's have a brunch or whatever. Like, let's work out and let's do this. So
Right.
I'm open to like anything. Like, I felt like this is my passion. This is my journey, and I gotta just keep pushing it. So.
Yes, this is amazing.
Thank you,
Coss,
Neffy.
you are just the bomb. You are the bomb. I'm
You're the
like so
bomb.
excited for you
You're the
and
bomb.
everything that God is doing in your life. It's just like amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to talk to you, be here in your studio. I really appreciate it. And on behalf of everyone on the other side of that screen, I just want to thank you for being vulnerable and for turning your passion into your career. Keep going.
Thank you so much.
If you guys enjoyed this interview as much as I did, I need to know it. I need you to like, I need you to comment, I need you to subscribe, I need you to share to all your social media platforms, and here's a bonus. I need you to sign up for a Coss athletics class, okay?
Nice.
Con body. Woo!
That's it. Close the deal.
Until next time.
All
Bye.
right.